the Wild West was all cowboys riding into the sunset, heroic gunfights, and romantic freedom? Think again. Behind the legends was a brutal and unforgiving world. Real cowboys faced freezing nights, stampede danger, deadly wildlife, and constant threats just to survive. This is the uncensored truth they never showed you in the movies. Welcome to Vintage Shots, where history gets raw. Number 1. Life on the frontier was never romantic as many people imagine. Cowboys had to endure the burning heat that scorched the land by day and the freezing cold that gripped everything at night. Harsh storms and violent winds could strike without any warning, turning the vast open prairie into a dangerous battlefield with no shelter in sight. No mercy from nature. Every single mile on the trail demanded raw endurance and pushed the limits of human survival to the extreme. Number 2. Nothing terrified a cowboy more than a sudden stampede of the herd. One loud noise or moment of panic, and the entire group of cattle could explode into chaos. Hooves thundering across the ground, thick dust choking the air, trampling anything that stood in their path. Cowboys had to risk everything, riding hard to turn the stampeding herd, knowing that one single mistake could lead to serious injury or even death in the chaos. Number 3. Death could hide anywhere on the dangerous frontier. Cowboys constantly faced threats from rattlesnakes that struck suddenly from the shadows, along with wolves and other wild animals that stalked the herd, especially at night. They lived with constant vigilance every single day. A single careless step or moment of distraction could quickly end in tragedy. The wild land was beautiful, but it was also completely unforgiving to those who were not careful. Number 4. Law was very weak on the frontier, and outlaws roamed freely everywhere. Ruthless gangs often targeted isolated ranches and moving cattle drives looking for easy gains. Sudden raids could happen at night, with gunfire echoing in the darkness. Cowboys were forced to defend themselves and their herd because there was no one else who would come to protect them in those remote areas. From the moment the sun rose until long after it had set, the hard physical work never stopped for cowboys. They spent endless hours roping cattle, branding them, doctoring injured animals, and repairing broken fences. Day after day, it was back-breaking labor done with almost no modern tools or help. Exhaustion and the risk of injury were constant companions, yet the demanding drive had to continue no matter what. Number 6. Medical care was extremely limited and basic on the frontier. A small cut or a simple fall could easily become life-threatening. With no doctors available for hundreds of miles, cowboys could only rely on whiskey for cleaning, dirty rags for wrapping, and simple folk remedies for treatment. Infection was a silent but deadly killer that often turned minor wounds into serious threats during the long, lonely trail. Searching for clean drinking water was a non-stop struggle that could decide the success of any cattle drive. Many sources were dirty or completely dried up, forcing both men and animals to suffer terrible thirst for long periods. Finding a reliable source of clean water often meant the difference between success and total failure on the journey. Many lives literally depended on reaching the next waterhole, which might not even exist when they arrived. Number 8. Tension was always present during encounters on the open range. Relationships between cowboys and native tribes were often strained and unpredictable. What started as possible trade or peaceful contact could quickly turn into conflict within seconds. Both sides watched each other warily across the dusty plains. Misunderstandings or fear frequently led to dangerous situations, adding yet another constant risk to daily frontier life. Number 9. Cowboys often spent weeks and sometimes even entire months far away from their families and friends. The immense emptiness of the land pressed heavily on their minds. There were no letters, no news from home, only the constant wind and the endless empty horizon stretching in every direction. This deep loneliness became a regular companion, testing the mental strength of even the toughest cowboys on the trail. Number 10. Living conditions on the trail were extremely harsh and exposed. Cowboys slept on the hard ground every night, completely open to pouring rain, strong winds, and bitter freezing cold. They had no warm beds and no real roofs for protection. With only a thin blanket and their saddle for comfort, they had to endure every kind of weather. The trail demanded total toughness from them day and night, without relief. Number 11. Cowboys' diets were very poor and lacked proper nutrition month after month. They ate the same simple hardtack, beans, and dried meat with almost no fresh fruit or vegetables available. This caused weakness and sickness to slowly creep into their bodies, gradually draining their strength at the times when they needed it most. The poor nutrition made every other hardship on the long trail even more difficult to endure. Number 12. Working with horses was an essential but very risky part of a cowboy's daily life. A horse could be a loyal partner, but also cause serious accidents in an instant. One wrong step by the animal or one sudden buck could throw the rider hard to the ground. Good horsemanship skills were absolutely necessary for survival, because in the remote wilderness, no help was ever close by when trouble happened. Number 13. Cowboys suffered constantly from the effects of intense sun and strong biting winds day after day. Their skin became badly burned, cracked, and painfully blistered from prolonged exposure. There was no lotion or any real protection available. They could only endure the burning pain in silence, while the harsh elements slowly damaged their exposed faces and hands over the long journey. Number 14. Crossing rivers was one of the most dangerous challenges cowboys faced during cattle drives. The water often had strong, powerful currents, deep sections, and could easily cause panic among the herd. Many cowboys and animals were swept away by the force and never seen again. Every single crossing river became a serious gamble with death, especially on the long trails heading north. Number 15. In the lawless frontier territories, disputes were usually settled with guns rather than any court of law. Arguments over cattle ownership or land rights could suddenly explode into violent shootouts. Cowboys had to live every day knowing that danger from gunfire could strike without warning. In such places, justice was only whatever a man could enforce with his own hands and courage. Number 16. Cattle rustlers posed a constant and serious threat that struck most often in the dead of night. They could steal years of a cowboy's hard work in just a few hours. Cowboys were forced to guard their herds around the clock, frequently riding while already exhausted through complete darkness. Losing even part of the herd meant losing money, and sometimes their entire means of making a living. Number 17. Sleep was almost impossible to get enough of on the long cattle drives. Cowboys had to do night guard duty, wake up very early, and work through endless, exhausting days. Real rest became a rare luxury that few could actually enjoy. They pushed their tired bodies to the absolute limit, surviving on sheer willpower alone. This constant lack of sleep clouded their judgment and made every other danger on the trail even more deadly. Number 18. Insects such as flies, mosquitoes, and other biting bugs swarmed around cowboys and their animals without any mercy. They attacked day and night, causing constant torment. Cowboys were forced to swat at them endlessly, suffering from itching and lost sleep. There was simply no escape from the plague of insects, only the ability to endure it while continuing the hard work on the trail. Number 19. Navigating across the huge open plains was extremely difficult because there were very few clear landmarks to follow. Distant mountains often looked the same from different angles. Getting lost in such vast empty land could quickly lead to serious disaster. Cowboys had to depend only on their own experience, the stars at night, and pure instinct to find the way. One wrong direction and weeks of hard effort could disappear into the wilderness forever. Financial hardship was a constant worry hanging over every cowboy's life. Wages were very low, daily expenses kept adding up, and the risk of sudden loss was always present. One bad season or one successful raid by rustlers could completely wipe out their earnings. Many cowboys finished their years of brutal work and sacrifice, only to end up broke with almost nothing to show for their efforts. Now you know the real story behind the Wild West. It wasn't just adventure and glory, it was months of brutal hardship, constant danger, and raw survival. These cowboys endured what most men today could never imagine. If you want more untold stories from the true American frontier, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below telling us which challenge shocked you the most, and share this video with your friends. Vintage Shots, where history gets raw. See you in the next one.